What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Zebec today, ZBCN. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the third day of August. Here we are at about 0049 right now. We had a low yesterday of about 0046, and with the momentum that's building in the markets, I'm starting to doubt that we go lower. I'm sorry. I think I was wrong on that. I should have stuck with my original thought that this is the low. I thought that we were going to go lower. We haven't really seen that result come in. It doesn't mean we can't go lower. Let's look at the short term stuff. I'm sure that over the last 24 hours, things have changed a little bit on the short term time frames. 1 hour, 4 hour time frame, 24 hours can help change things, right? Let's see if that happens. Let's see if that I do at this point in time. I just have to say I'm leaning toward the idea that that was the low, in fact, right? If you didn't go lower with everything that happened yesterday or all the bullish news and the bullish circumstances across the market, you're probably not going to go lower, man. I think we're on the up and up now. It's go time, not slow time. Let's look at this on the 1 hour time frame, and then we'll zoom out from there. Okay, 1 hour time frame here. Yeah, so here, lower highs, right? When you should have gone lower, you didn't. And what you're doing now is something different. You're actually like grinding in this area a lot more than you did back here, a lot more than you did back here, a lot more than you did back here. Different behavior begets different results, my friends. So yeah. Enough time has passed where in this area it actually makes sense that we would move up. Has it been 24 hours? It's probably been a little bit over 24 hours, right? Okay, wait, no. So we weren't. I didn't talk about it back here. I talked about it then. I would have talked about it back here. So we did move down at least. Okay, so this is where I was talking about it before. Okay, so we did move down at least, but we had a double bottom. So that should have been the first indication, right? First off, we had a double bottom. Then we have this little grinding. It's a little bit different of a reaction than what we had the last three times. All these things should tell you that hey, we're not going lower. That double bottom there. I mean, if you didn't figure it out by like this candle, I don't know what to tell you, man. This is very. Hopefully, not a lot of you needed to wait for me to make this video in order to be bullish. Hopefully, Rob Mass made a video or something like that talking about how bullish CBCN is. I don't know. Shout out to Rob Mass, Crypto Future. Give Crypto Future a follow if you haven't. By the way, there's a lot of good YouTubers out there, you guys. Not to take away viewership from myself, but Crypto Future is one of them. I think Economic Ninja. I know he's kind of one of the bad boys in crypto. Some people have negative things to say about him. I think he's a good guy. I think he wants to help people out and make money. I just think he's a little crass. Whatever. That's his personality. If you don't like it, you don't like it. We're different people, right? I think all three of us are different people, but I think that he actually does want to see people succeed. And if you're following him, he makes some good calls. You don't have to like him. He makes some good calls. I'm just saying. You don't have to like me, man. I don't make good calls all the time, but that's I'm right sometimes. I'm wrong sometimes. I've been right before. I'll be wrong again. I'll be right again. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. Getting away from myself though. Economic Ninja, Crypto Future, Crown's Crypto Cave, or Eric Crown Crypto. I think actually is his new thing. He's a very talented analyst himself. He has a traditional background. Eric Crown Crypto. Ben Cohen. Benjamin Cohen. If you guys don't follow him, Cohen, Cowan, Benjamin Cohen. Very intelligent person as well. Crown and Ben. Uh, Kevin Svensson, also a good one. If you want to follow like up with the news and stuff, you want to keep up with the times, Altcoin Daily, Crypto Lark, whatever. I like Ivan on Tech as well for that kind of stuff. A lot of those last three guys, they're not really talented chartists. So like Ivan on Tech, Altcoin Daily, Lark, if they were doing charts, don't weigh on them, but they are good with the media stuff, right? They're trying with the charts, but they're a little nuanced to that. But anyways, shout outs to other YouTubers to take away from my own viewership there. Hit the like button and subscribe. I'll see you never. ZBCN here, looking at the 1 hour time frame, the RSI does look pretty bullish, right? Typically what happens is you'll see these downtrends, and these downtrends end in the oversold zone with some bullish divergence, which you kind of did have. And oftentimes, or maybe like 50% of the time, you take your downtrends and you turn them into sideways trends, and then they turn into uptrends as well, right? That's so I think that we're in that formation now where we're going to turn this into an uptrend. Maybe you come down a little bit, you bounce, whatever. You get this uptrend forming over the coming days. Monday, Tuesday, we should be really getting into that overbought zone and breaking away from this range. So again, here at 0049, if we happen to go below this low, we go below like 0048, who cares? It's fine. It's going to be a higher low. I doubt at this point in time, I doubt that we go below that low. I think you found your low. It's a double bottom, and now you're getting ready to move up higher. Okay, I hope it's very clear as to what that is. If we go lower, if we do go lower, then perhaps we do extend down to about 0044 to 00425. Okay, that could happen. Until then, I don't think so. I think that we're going to move up higher. We get above 0.005, it validates this as a low. We get above 0.005 on a 4-hour closing basis, it validates that as a low, and we're going to start moving up at a very nice pace. 4-hour time frame here. Sorry. The 4-hour time frame actually does look very nice. Look at this consolidation phase, right? We had this kind of consolidation here. We even had a kind of similar consolidation phase here, like this. We've got this consolidation phase here. You see them, right? Right? Move up, move up, move up. We're going to move on up. That's what's happening, man. It's going to be bullish. It's going to be good stuff. Sometimes the eyes are all you need. You don't need these indicators. But looking at the RSI on the 4-hour time frame, double bottom off the 40. Nice to see. Typically with downtrends, you do end in the in the oversold zone. But hey, man, if we find support here and we start moving up, that's fine with me. More bullish is better. We had a downtrend here and it ended right in this very similar area, actually just a little bit higher, but that's okay. ZBCN is very bullish. Getting overbought like this and not getting into the oversold zone, that's a very bullish thing, my friends. And again, double bottom off the 40. Don't mess with that, man. It's very, very, very bullish. Very good stuff. We're going to probably pop here over the coming days. 4-hour time frame doesn't mean it has to happen today. 1-hour time frame essentially does. 4-hour means like over the next 3 to 5 days, we should be seeing some growth. Okay. MACD, bullish divergence, yes. Yeah, higher lows, skimming the zero line here on the MACD, right? Boom, looking good, looking like you want to be productive. Yeah, oversold, a little bit bearish on the stochastics, but you probably worked your way up to the overbought zone. I think you've got good things going on, man. I really do. I think as I'm looking at this more and more, I'm just growing confident that this is the low point, right? I don't think that we're going to go lower. Looking at the daily time frame here, higher lows, higher highs. The daily time frame is the most bullish time frame that we've looked at so far. I mean, just overbought, not even really getting into the oversold zone, right? And here you are getting into the overbought zone, out of it, and you're finding support at the 60. One of the most bullish things you can do. You've done this before, and that was, let's see when this was. Let's draw a line right here. This moment, this very akin to what we're doing now moment. Look at that, right? That was the beginning of this move. That was an overall 10x move in a month and 1 week's worth of time, right? Very, very bullish stuff, my friends. Very incredibly bullish stuff. Stochastics, whatever, you can find support here. Normally you range between the overbought and the oversold zone, but in bullish circumstances, that's not what happens. You are in a trend, higher lows, higher highs. So perhaps you do bounce off this area. You've done it before. Consistently getting overbought is a good thing in the stochastics as well as the RSI. MACD crossing above the zero. We talked about that and the bullish implications that there are with that. I would very much expect that we go higher. To finish up this video, we can talk about where we're going, right? We already know where we're going. Weekly RSI looks bullish as hell. MACD is perfect, right? I remember a couple weeks ago we were talking about how these touch points, normally it's like right when the MACD touches, that's actually where you find support. People would think that as you're getting here, you have to cross, and that means that you're going to see some red, but that's not the right way to think about it, man. These near touches in a bullish trend, which we're absolutely in a bullish trend on the weekly time frame. I mean, look at the RSI, look at the stochastics, look at the price. We absolutely are in a bullish trend. These near touches are exactly where you'd look to bounce, actually. So very, very bullish, and we're building bullish momentum now. So that's great. If we're looking at this here from a low to a high, 382.5 area, kind of an obscure area to find support, but whatever. I like it. I dig it. It's fine. Looking at this from a high to a low here, the next area in mind, when I say the next area, I mean literally like the very next area would be something at about 1 cent to 1.5 cents. That's anything from about a 100% growth to about a 200% growth, and we should be seeing that, I think, over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We should be seeing that in this month of August. Going into September, we'll exceed to higher levels, probably all the way up at about 1.9 cents to 4.5 cents. Anything and everything between about a 300% growth to a 800% growth is possible. That's about a 9x to a 4x potential, right? 4x at the minimum. I just made an altcoin video talking about how 4x was like the maximum expectation. So at a minimum, you're going to be performing on the high end of average. That's phenomenal. And I don't think that you're going to stop here. I don't think high end of average is good enough. I think you're going to go higher, but I'm just addressing the range to be fair, right? 2 cents to 4.5 cents. That's the range. I'm thinking we'll stop at 3 cents to 4.5 cents. There's nothing really new with that. If we go higher, and we could go higher, ZBCN has a low enough market cap. It's got enough hype and momentum and positive fundamental factors that it could go higher. 6.1 cents to 7.9 cents is possible, and that would give you about a 12x to a 15x, 16x. We are in peak alt season. You know, I don't normally talk about this range because I don't want to get people's hopes up, but maybe that's wrong of me. Maybe we should be getting our hopes up a little bit because this is a very possible bullish outcome that we could see. If anything, my expectation, if I had to be honest, I would think you're less likely to hit this zone than you are to hit this zone, if that makes sense, right? I think it's less likely that you stop here. It's more likely that you would stop here. But most likely you stop here, 3 to 4.5 cents. That's my guess. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourself. Shout out to all the great ones that I shilled earlier, all the great YouTubers there. There's plenty of them, man. There's so many more. I don't know. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. If you want to stay with like the crypto culture, I guess you got to follow, whether you like them or not. I don't care. You got to follow Carl from the Moon, Crypto, Da Vinci Jeremy, Crypto Face. Absolutely. Stay away from Discover Crypto. Discover Crypto sucks. They're terrible. Like, screw those guys, man. I don't know. I don't know them personally, but I know what they did, and I think everybody knows what they did, and I don't even know how they have a channel still. Coin Bureau is like the biggest crypto. If you want a watered down, kind of tasteless, flavorless media source, I think Coin Bureau is a good one. But they definitely keep up with the times. Crypto Banter, if you want a little spice there. Rand is kind of a weirdo, but they do keep up with things as well. I think Crypto Banter, if anybody from Crypto Banter is watching this, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I think you guys had it better before when Rand was the main guy, and he is the main guy. But like, you got all these other guys talking, and they don't have the same vibe, man. They don't have the same energy. It's just it's like, no offense, it's like amateur hour. I like Sheldon, but the other guys, I just like, who the hell are you? Why should I be listening to you? I want to listen to Rand, but I know he's probably got other things going on. But there's a lot of YouTubers in the space. Those are just some of them. There's I can't even remember, man. I'm just drawing a blank at this point. But I gotta go. I got stuff to do. Hit the like button, subscribe. Shout out to all those YouTubers, and yeah, bye bye. I said bye.